Alright, what's up? I'm Ayan, and Windows 10 is reaching end of life, and it is the best time that we upgrade to Windows 11. So today I'm going to show you how you can install Windows 11 without losing any data, and let's get started. For this, I recommend that you download the Windows PC Health Check app that will help you determine if you reach the minimum requirements or not. Simply go to this link in the description, click on it, and it will directly download the PC Health Check app. Once it is downloaded, all you have to do is install it and check if we can meet the minimum system requirements or not. Most of the requirements are very easy, but the most problematic are the TPM and CPU requirements. So we're gonna check now, and you can see I do not reach the minimum requirements. All of the requirements are still reached, but the only two problems are the processor is not in the list and I do not have TPM 2.0. Well, I need to tell you that to install this method we need at least TPM 1.2. If you do not have TPM 1.2, this method won't work. So we are installing Windows 11, upgrading from Windows 10 to Windows 11 without losing any of the data. So let me show you how you can enable TPM if you have it on your system. First of all, close everything on your system and go to your BIOS settings. I'm just gonna restart it and boot into BIOS. To boot into BIOS, I am going to press F2 and this will open up the BIOS setup. Your key might be different, so you need to search Google for this, and we need to go to security. Here you can see I have TPM security, which means my laptop does have TPM, but this is not TPM 2.0, it is TPM 1.2. So I'm just gonna enable it and activate it. After this I need to hit apply, and now TPM 1.2 is enabled. So I'm just gonna exit it and reboot into Windows 10. Well, this guide is about without losing anything. It will simply upgrade from Windows 10 to Windows 11 without losing your personal files or apps. For this, we need to go to run and search for tpm.msc. This will give us the information about our TPM, and now as you can see, this is the options that we have. So in the corner we have this spec version. This is the TPM 1.2, which means I do have TPM 1.2, and now I can install Windows 11 without losing any of the data on Windows 10. So now, just to make sure, we can check this TPM 1.2 in PC Health Check app, and now it is time that we upgrade from Windows 10 to Windows 11 without losing anything. First, all you have to do is go to this link. I will provide this link in the description so you can download Windows 11 for yourself. Scroll down and we will be using the disk image system. Simply select the Windows 11 multi-edition ISO. Click on download now. We need to select the language. For this I am selecting English from United States. Hit confirm and wait for it. So the link is now generated. This is the 64-bit download. This is only supported on 64-bit of CPUs, so make sure you have a 64-bit one. If you do not have a 64-bit one, this method won't work at all. Now let's wait for Windows 11 to be completely downloaded, and then we can proceed with our methods. Well, if you do not have TPM 1.2, you can still use Windows 10, but still we need to install it. So the download is now complete. Simply extract this ISO image. If it gives you the option to mount, I recommend that you directly mount the ISO file, but if it does not give you the option to mount, you can extract the ISO file and the setup will appear. Then we can install Windows 11 directly. Now let's wait for the extraction to complete. This is, I think, going to take some time because my laptop is very old and slow. Okay, now I am still waiting for it. Okay, now this ISO image is now extracted. Simply open it up and go to your setup. Make sure you go directly to setup, and here I recommend that you change the how setup downloads. If you do not change this will take a very long time, so I recommend that you simply change this setting at first and then proceed with like this. Now let's wait for this to check our PC. And now as you can see, my PC does not meet Windows 11 system requirements. I do not have a processor and TPM 2.0, but I do have TPM 1.2, which means I am still able to install using some hacks. Okay, let's close this setup. You should open this setup before going to registry editor, because this will gives a MoSetup folder in the registry editor. So here we need to search for regedit, and this will open up the registry editor. Say yes to the prompt and this will open up like this. I have actually gone through this, but I do have a direct way. Simply just copy this location of registry that I have provided in the description. Simply copy that and then paste in the location. This will directly go to the setup. You do not have to manually do this. Just like this, and here we need to add a value. Right click here, right, and we need to create this new file. Make sure you keep those words correct. These are case sensitive value. Simply select DWORD 32-bit value. You cannot modify this value unless you rename it. Let me show you. If you try to modify and change its name, it will not let you change the name. And do not change its value before changing the name. So simply cancel it, rename this value to this. Make sure you get all the words correct and use the same case sensitive letters as well. Now you can open it up and change its value to 1, which means it is now active. And now you are able to install Windows 11 on your unsupported hardware, which does have TPM 1.2 at least. Now we can open up the setup of Windows 11. Let's change this to not right now because we can update it later, so it does not take much time. Now let's see. Okay, so after the registry edit, it does not say anymore that your PC does not meet minimum requirements. Now it gives you direct license. Simply accept that license and wait for it to do its job. Now here it might ask you that it may work or may not, but we're gonna say accept, and let's see if my PC has enough storage. Okay, now we are ready to install. But if you want to do clean install, you can do that as well, but I am keeping my personal files and apps because we are simply updating from Windows 10 to 11 in this video and not doing a complete install. So we're gonna keep everything as it is, and now let's get right into it. And also make sure you have this keep personal files and apps ticked like this. And now we're gonna hit on install, click on install, and this will start installing Windows 11. And this is going to take us some time, and your PC might restart several times, so don't worry about it. Just let it do its job and you will be good to go. Now I'm gonna just speed up the process. Okay, so we're now into our desktop, but you might be noticing that my wallpaper is gone, but don't worry about it, everything else is working fine. I can just simply reapply the wallpaper and this will be as good as new. It doesn't change anything. So before applying wallpaper, I actually recommend that you check everything. We also does have new apps installed. I did not have Copilot before or Microsoft Teams, but this is the Windows setup stuff. So before removing anything and it might say that your Windows is not activated, but this is just some bugs. They can be fixed if you just simply update your Windows by going into settings and Windows Update and check for updates. Also, if you do have some optional updates available, you should install those as well. So I'm just gonna go to advanced options, and here we need to find the optional updates. Okay, not this there we have the optional updates, and now I'm just gonna click on check both of them like this and download and install. Okay, this might be feel slow at first because this is the fresh install of Windows. So okay, my Windows is now updated. Now let's just fix those wallpaper issues. Simply find that wallpaper that you want and right click on it and set as desktop background. And now the wallpaper issue is now fixed, and here are those apps that I hid. Okay, so looks like Windows 11 is completely installed and I did not lose any of my data, and the apps that I use are just working as good as they were working before. I am not having any issues right here. Also, I do want to change some taskbar settings. Let's see what do we have here. Simply right click on it and go to desktop settings. You can change stuff like task view if you want to keep it. If you do not want widgets, you can change that as well. There are lots of things that you can do. Okay, some settings might be different from Windows 10, but you can check that. Also, I want my start menu on the left side like Windows 10, so I can just feel like home. Okay, I don't think I need to change anything else from here. Let's go to taskbar settings again. Yep, nothing to change. I'm just gonna keep it as it is. So anyway, this is how you can install your Windows 11 on unsupported hardware, which does have TPM 1.2. Okay, now this appeared. Now let's see if we have the activation done or not. Yep, Windows 11 Pro is now activated as before. All I had to do was update the Windows to the latest version. Okay, but if you are having some problems, I'm gonna show you how you can go back to Windows 10 in some time, might be 7 to 10 days. Simply go to your settings, go to Windows Update, in advanced options and recovery. Here we have the option to go back. Simply select to go back. If you do not want to keep Windows 11 and still want to use or stick to Windows 10, you can do that. If you want to share feedback, I'm just not going to share feedback. Do not check for updates, and if clicking on next will simply go back to Windows 10. Anyway, that's been it. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.